We're going to show you some live pictures that are coming in here from Doha in Qatar in the Middle East. Nighttime there, and there are incoming reports here that the Qataris and the Americans have managed to deflect a Iranian missile attack on a key U.S. airbase, the Al Udeid airbase. It's a facility of about 10,000 personnel. It is a key staging ground for the Americans in that part of the world. Iran launching missile attacks earlier. The missiles have all been deflected. We're hearing that there was no reporting of any injuries. Iran state television, which is controlled by the regime, calling this a successful response to what it is dubbing American aggression. But Qatar is saying, again, all the missiles have been intercepted. And this is an example of some of those incoming missiles, as well as surface-to-air missile defense systems gearing up here. Qatar is also saying that it reserves the right to respond after an attack on its territory by Iran. So you get a sense what's happening here. It's now day 10 after Israel launched airstrikes on Iran. And then, of course, that huge effort over the course of the weekend by the United States to target key Iranian nuclear facilities, and as a result, there is escalation happening now. The situation in Doha has prompted the international airport to suspend air traffic in the region. The White House says it is aware and closely monitoring events in Qatar. And take a look just at the region here to give you a sense of what we're talking about here. Qatar is there on the right. You can see the Al Udeid Air Base there. And of course, you see Iran to the north, just across the Persian Gulf between the two. There is that huge U.S. air base in the country, but there are several other American air bases, as you can see on the screen there with the little red triangles throughout the region. There are also some Canadians who are in the region as well. Iran has said it will retaliate, but the reality is a lot of its capabilities have been seriously degraded in the last 10 days as a result of the Israeli airstrikes and, of course, the operation by the Americans, more attacks by the Israelis as well, trying to take out the nuclear programs. They say Iran will never be allowed to have nuclear weapons. Bob Ray is standing by. Bob Ray is Canada's ambassador to the United Nations. He's joining us today from Ireland because he has attended a memorial marking 40 years since the Air India bombing, another big story that we're covering. And Bob, we're going to get to that one. But can I ask you what you make of what we're seeing in Qatar, in Doha, the Middle East, Iran's attacks largely deflected?
Well, I think it reflects Iran's ambition, but I also think it reflects the fact that much of Iran's capacity to respond has been really impacted by over the last year, the attacks from Israel and elsewhere that have led to a serious reduction in the ability of Iran to really respond. And I think this is what is going to play out over the next while, is to say, of course, Iran would like to escalate in response to the Israeli and the American attacks, but we will see exactly whether Iran is actually able to effectively respond. And I think this is what we're going to see over the next 48 hours. It is a very couple of difficult facts. One is that, without admitting to it, Iran has rapidly increased its own attempts to become a country with nuclear weapons, which clearly destabilizes the region, with the Saudis and others expressing real concern about this. But it also reflects, I think, a key issue as to whether the American initiative will be able to succeed without creating more disruption and more warfare than we're already seeing. And clearly, the Americans have indicated that they are not going to tolerate any race to a successful nuclear conclusion by Iran, and that Iran will not be permitted to do what it is they, from all accounts and from all the evidence that we have, they seem to be trying to do, at breakneck speed. And this is what I think what has created this particularly difficult challenge at the moment. And it's going to be a matter of several days before we see exactly what will happen as a result of what Iran is now trying to do.